Hey guys, it's Avondale and welcome back to Let's Build a Gameshow Game. It's been a while, hasn't it? In the few months since we started this, geez, what was it, back in September? We've come a long way with our game. It's actually already been played and you guys have seen it. Back when I was recording those episodes though, I recorded some more episodes of myself redstoning this game, so you guys could see how that was done. So now over these next couple of days here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the leftover footage of those episodes. So yeah, I didn't want you to see them at the time because I was afraid it would spoil the game for the contestants. But now we can show them, so you'll see those as well as a test night of us playing Pipeline Pursuit before it actually got on the show. As well as the normal series, as always. So yeah, stay tuned to past Avondale as he shows you how he redstoned the obstacles from Pipeline Pursuit. Bye! And I'm back. All of the prep work is done with all these obstacles. They're all hooked up to the buttons. They're so hooked up that I can even delete those command blocks that I forgot to delete. And so here we go. We've finished all these. We've finished all the rotating parts. So what's left for redstone? Well, we need to sort of manage the teams. We need to manage the start of the game and the end of the game. We need to be able to keep track of how long each team took. We need to know when there's 3 people standing on their finishing pads. Yeah, we have to figure out all that stuff, and then we have to link it to the decision dome. So that's what we're going to get started today. I've made myself this little hidey hole here. I usually have these in just about every game we do. I'm going to do that so it's easier for me to fly in and out of here. Can't even really see it from back here, which is good. But yeah, this is my hidey hole. And I've set up the buttons that we need to do. So we need to do one that resets the game from scratch. One that would teleport either team into the game. I do this different ways depending on the game type, but for this one it's easier to just have a button for each team, so we'll do it that way. We also have buttons to teleport them back to the waiting room. I probably won't show myself hooking those up, because those are really easy to do, and also we haven't built the waiting room yet. And then we have our start round button that'll trigger the starting sequence. So I think the first thing I want to do is spread these 2 buttons out. For a number of reasons. The main one is because I want to have an easier time fitting their redstone back in here. So, alright, where do we start? I think we'll probably start with teleporting these people in. Now, the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use the scoreboard objective. Scoreboard objectives add, and we're going to add an objective that will tell us which player is the puzzle solver and which player is which other players are the ones in the actual machine. So it's in our pipe game, so we're just gonna preface it with PIP. I'm using a 3-letter code to help us keep our objectives sort of separate, and we will call it conveyor. Yeah, why not? And it's a dummy objective. And so now we're going to be able to teleport the person who is the conveyor guy over to their starting point somewhere over here. Probably right here. And then we'll take the people who are not the conveyor people and we'll put them over there. So first thing, we need a coordinate for this. So we will just use this one right here. We're gonna look right up like that, and we'll get the coordinate first. Okay, so we have 632, 95, 520, and we also are looking in this direction, which is gonna be 180. 180 and minus 180 are the same thing. So there we go. We have that. That's our coordinate. So we're gonna come back over here. And we will assign a score of 1 in that conveyor objective to the player who's going over there. So we're going to teleport at player on team blue, because we're doing the blue one right now. Score underscore pip conveyor min equals 1. So we'll assign them with a score of 1, we'll assign the other 2 with a score of 0, so we only need to say min equals 1 here. And we're also going to do score playing min equals 1. This is a safeguard, this objective right here. The only people on the night of that have a score of playing equal to 1 are the 6 contestants, and I have that set up in the start game logic for the game show because we test with just anybody who's on, and if one of those people who's on is on to either spectate or perform a job, and they have, let's say they were still for some accidental reason on the blue team with a score of the conveyor 1, and you know, all of a sudden you get people teleporting where they're not supposed to. Score playing min equals 1 guarantees that I only get the people who are on there for that night's playing. Okay, so we have that coordinate put in, so we know that's where they're gonna go. We can just go ahead and take this command, put it in over here, and we'll switch out team blue for yellow. Done. Okay, so now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna start the players with the conveyor score equals 0 in this room. I'm probably gonna have this room rebuilt, but for now, we'll just hook it up and we'll change it if we have to. There we go. So now, when we teleport the teams in by pushing these buttons, it's gonna take the players with the score and the conveyor objective of 1 and send them over there, and it's gonna take the conveyor ones that I just realized I messed up, the ones with conveyor 0, there we go, and send them into the game. Okay, so we have that stuff done. What do we do next? Probably gonna start the round, so the round will only be started after the buttons get pushed to get in there. If this was some sort of a map that I was giving to someone else to use, I would put in some sort of a safeguard that wouldn't let you push the start round button before this happened. However, since it's going to be me pushing these buttons, I'm not worried about me screwing up, so I'm not going to put a failsafe in. So what's going to happen when we start the game here is, you know, you're going to get this person teleported in here, they're going to stand here, they're probably going to come out and run, look at the thing, look at the people over there, wave to them. They're going to be stuck in the room there with a closed door. They're going to be able to see that stuff. When I push the start game button, what I want to have happen is I want these red wool squares to pop over to glass one at a time. So it'll be like, you know, it's going to make a noise while it does it. Maybe we'll do it from down here, because that's where it's supposed to start. I wish I could get it. Can I get it to end up there? No, I can't. Okay, maybe we'll just do it from the top down, zigzag like that. So the way we're going to do that, I'm obviously not going to show you, but I'm going to select a region here. And we're just going to replace, well actually we can probably fill it because we're just filling those regions. So I'll fill that region there with glass. And then I'll do this next one, and I'll hook them all up differently. So I'll go ahead and do this stuff off camera, and then I will show it to you guys afterwards. Okay, so that's done. I can't really show it to you, unfortunately, though, because that would reveal the entire course on video, which I'm trying to avoid. So anyways, that does work. You can see all the redstone for it hooked up here. I have my start button, and it all goes out. They're going to reveal 4 ticks apart from each other. So that does extend the start a little bit. So now we're going to start hooking up the actual start game logic. And to do this, I actually have a cheat sheet right now that I'm opening up on the other side so I can actually see all my cheating commands. It's pretty easy to just copy them in. So we're gonna have Job count down like you see in the corner of the games, and we are going to have it play the start noises that we have in our custom resource pack this season, and you guys are going to be just so amazed. So the first thing he says out here is 10 seconds. We're using the telraw command, and there's really no point for me to explain the ins and outs of it because I've done it before, but what you need to know is it looks like that. So there's 10 seconds left now. We're just going to do a big long line of quartz out here because these things take up a lot of space. So 10 repeater ticks is a second, right? That's a second right there. So the way that I do this is at 8 seconds, which is right here, I have Job say a joke. or a comment or whatever. And then at 6 seconds, I have him say another joke. One more. He says one there too. And then this will bring us to 5, 4, right there. And now we need one more second to get us to 3. So now we're going to have a 3, 2, I didn't leave enough space. This always happens. 1 here, and then we'll turn the corner, I guess, and get a little bit further away, and do go right there. Build these in the repeaters. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy in the commands real quick, and I'll be right back. And all of our commands are now copied in, so if we just give a signal in here, we can watch this happen, make sure it works. 10 seconds, joke that you won't see, joke that you won't see, and now... There we go, so played the 3, 2, 1 go noise. You could hear that everything was in the right speed. So yeah, we've successfully hooked up the start counter. Now there is a big series of other things that we need to do at the beginning of this game to guarantee that everything works, right? So when this actually starts here, we're going to open a door down in this area. I don't know if I want to do that yet, because I am going to have that room changed around a little bit, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down a command block right here somewhere that just says this one will open the door. Yeah, we'll put it right here. We'll put a sign on it. Just grab one. Make this open the door, and now I do another thing to make sure I don't ever miss it. I just spam it like wall. That way I'll see it. We'll grab the redstone dust here. Just put that on, so we're going to end up having a pretty big chain of command blocks here, because there's a lot of things that need to happen right when the game starts. One of the things that needs to happen is the timer, and actually, to talk about the timer, let's do a quick cut and we'll go over to where it's actually located. And here we are at the timer. The timer is this armor stand guy right here. He is the thing that makes it run. And this is your timer counter right here. It's just a second clock because the torch here is turned off right now with this redstone block. This is all the logic that lets it count, and this is the logic that updates that counter to the scoreboard. Now, there's a number of different things this timer can do. These are my scoreboard buttons right here, so I can diagnose it. And the goal with this timer was to make one timer that could time every game at any time, no matter what, universally, because we have a lot of games that need to be timed, and it would be foolish to just make an individual timer for each one. So we have a couple cool things that we can do. The timer starts when you break this, so if we put it here to count up, just go ahead and hit that. You can see there that it starts to count up. Now over here, I'm gonna go ahead, let's see, where's the... Okay, let's, I don't want to spawn it there, do I? I'm going to go ahead and just grab this command block, put this guy up here, and then spawn that. There we go. So now this guy right here is your output for your timer. So if we decide that the time ends, and the best way to show you that is to switch it so it's counting down. You can now see on the right there it's counting down. Now if I push this, counting back up, push this, counting back down. Incredibly versatile, but so this guy is a remote win, objective completion thing, and I got this idea from our coders when they coded our Insomnia tool that we use. They had the timer put a redstone block output, and I wanted to do that in the game, so when the timer hits 0 here, you'll see that he placed a redstone block here at his feet. Now I can use this command here to summon him in anywhere I want to give myself an output from the timer. So if the timer hits 0, or if the timer hits a number that I'm trying to get it to hit, I can force it to place a block there. Well, right at his feet, wherever he is. It's incredibly useful. So anyways, I have a cheat sheet in a text document on my other monitor that has things like the coordinates of this, the the different display modes that I need, the ways to make sure that everything's set in the right orientation so that the timer counts in the right direction, everything. So I'm going to be using that cheat sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in all those commands that I need over on our start button, and then I'll come back and show you guys when I'm done.